great example of how neuroscience can inform us in the workplace is when it comes to rewards. We have an understanding in psychology of extrinsic rewards, such as bonuses, money, and intrinsic rewards, such as doing a job for the fun of it or the pursuit of learning. One thing that we've found quite interesting is how those rewards trigger the reward systems in the brain. So, for example, one thing that's really important is the idea of fairness in the workplace. And an example of that might be if you were to give a pay rise to an employee and give a lesser or greater pay rise to an employee in the same role, for example, that may be treated as unfair by one or other of the employees. Now, the reward itself triggers the reward responses and you get a flood of dopamine to the brain. However, the unfairness triggers the threat response, which is serotonin, 5-HT. And what happens as a result of that, that person feels a threat and either shuts down or fights back in some way. You get the fight or flight response. What makes that even worse is that the person who feels that they have, that feels that threat in some way, is now looking for a reward for their brain. They want more dopamine in their brain to be able to relieve the pain left over from the threat response. So when something bad happens to the person who is the subject of their jealousy, their envy, they actually get a reward response in their brain. So you can see how that might result in maybe a lack of collaboration in the office, poor relationships, and can have a real detrimental effect on performance and on the organization as a whole. It's also very important for managers and leaders when they're rewarding employees is to realize that extrinsic rewards can also be associated with the threat response. So they're rewarding and positively rewarding, but they're the only rewards that trigger the threat response if things aren't fair. So it's important that when leaders provide rewards, extrinsic rewards like pay rises or bonuses to employees, that they also pair that with an intrinsic reward, such as public recognition. Setting those performance goals in advance and rewarding those performance goals, regardless of what they are. A performance goal could be creativity, and maybe you want to reward creativity in some way, but it could equally be hitting sales targets.